Season away from Dallas and away from the star, Lawrence was asked about his earlier comments on the Cowboys and if he wanted to clarify exactly what he meant by that. Here was DeMarcus Lawrence.
I appreciate all my fans that supported me through it all. But at the end of the day, players win championships, not team. Not logos. So don't never get it twisted. Focus on celebrating with my guys, enjoying this moment and leaving the past where it's at. At the end of the day, I'm a Super Bowl champion now. I don't have to, even worry about situations like that no more. That situation is below me. I'm a champion. What are we talking about, really?
Doesn't have to worry about situations like that anymore. That situation is below me, said DeMarcus Lawrence in his first year out of Dallas. Did you think his comments were fair or foul?
Fair. And this is coming from somebody that played for the Dallas Cowboys once upon a time. And I will say this, when you play for the Dallas Cowboys, you are treated like you won the Super Bowl each and every day.
Yeah.
And it's hard to manufacture the hunger that it takes to put in the work to get to the top of the mountain in the NFL to hold up that Lombardi trophy. It only weighs 8 pounds, but it takes 53 guys to hold it up.
Yeah.
And if you look at how the Seattle Seahawks went about their business, there is a level of industriousness behind the personality of this team.
Yeah.
Mike McDonald, chasing edges, mob ties. That means mission over BS. There's a lot of BS going on with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
And a big part of it is owner Jerry Jones. He talked about it last offseason. When it gets a little bit boring, I stir that bleep up.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? In Seattle, guess what? They don't have a lot of noise emanating out of the building. They don't look to create headlines because they're focused on trying to do whatever it takes to give themselves a competitive advantage against their upcoming opponent. And that's the thing that people have to understand about trying to succeed at the highest level in the NFL. It is monotonous. It is difficult. And you have to be focused and you have to be locked in. And most importantly, you don't need the people at the top of the organization starting fires that the players and coaches have to put out by answering questions about speculation. They don't have that in Seattle.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. That's the contrast between where Tank Lawrence was last year and where he's at this year.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The two toughest places to win in the NFL, in my opinion, Dallas Cowboys and Miami Dolphins. And you just made
Miami's self-explanatory.
Exactly.
Stephen A. knows all about that.
And we've had and the bottom line is, listen. And they were in our division. We played. They had some great teams when we would talk to them, and it's hard. You got a bunch of young men in an environment that's really difficult to stay focused. The problem for Dallas is that the person creating the distractions in Dallas is just because he's literally doing it to himself. And you said it best when he said, yeah, it gets boring, I'm going to stir it up. It's hard enough to win in our league with zero distractions. You see, the margins for error are so slim and look, people like this is a bad thing. Luck's kind of got to bounce your way as well, right? I mean, think about Seattle. They're probably playing in L.A. for the one seed. If a running back doesn't pick the ball up and they get a 2-point game, was it real? Yeah, but I mean, it bounces your way sometimes. And when the margins are that thin and your owner's the one creating them, DeMarcus Lawrence said it best, man. It's really difficult to win there, and that's just a fact.
We claw with our fingernails for that itch. Remember that line? Any given Sunday, Al Pacino. It's a game of inches. The difference between winning and losing. That's what it is, right? So we get that. Let me say this to you. As a commentator, as a pundit, covering football all of these years, looking at DeMarcus Lawrence, first of all, props to him. Not just because he's a veteran that's been in the league for 12 years. Not just he's been on an elite level for the most part. We got to give him his respect because the brother's a baller. But why he left, remember, he ain't talking now, y'all. That's why this comment was very fair. He's not talking now. When he left Dallas,
that's right,
he talked about wanting to be someplace where they prioritized winning. We didn't take him seriously because of those 60-1 odds that Seattle had coming into the season. We forget, I believe the defensive coordinator, Dirty, is that how you pronounce his name? Dirty for the Seattle Seahawks. when you look at this man, he was the defensive line coach in Dallas for 3 years. DeMarcus Lawrence goes there after 11 years in Dallas because of that man right there. And that man said, I'm in Seattle. I ain't in Dallas no longer. I've been there since for the last 2 years. I was there in 2024, and now I'm here in 2025. I was here, and there's a difference night and day. Come on over. And DeMarcus Lawrence said, bump that. I'm going to do that, and took a 3-year deal to go to Seattle. And his first year there, he's a champion after not being able to pull that off for 11 years. Remember, he was critical. Micah Parsons on social media, other players doing things to bring attention to themselves. Jerry Jones, where he would just roll his eyes and he wouldn't say anything about some of the things that were emanating from upstairs. He spoke about all of this, or let it be known, yeah, I'm a member of the Dallas Cowboys, but I expect more of us. And so when I saw him win this championship, I didn't think it was foul what he was saying at all. I think that it's something that the Dallas Cowboys should embrace as a very, very significant warning to their culture. Yeah. A guy that was there for 11 years that loved the Dallas Cowboys became so disenchanted with the absence of priorities towards winning in his mind that he not only walked out the door, he told you why while he did it, and then backed it up by winning a Super Bowl championships. So now he's in a position to say, see what I was talking about? See the trophy? It's right here. They can't say anything to him. Yeah. And if you are the Dallas Cowboys as an organization, you should be looking deep inside yourself, because anybody that looks at DeMarcus Lawrence isn't just going to see a champion with the Seahawks. They're going to see somebody that walked away from America's team to do it and told you why unapologetically, then backed it up and validated it by winning a championship. That's an indictment against the Dallas Cowboys culture more than anything.
So then the natural response to this would be, well, maybe Micah Parsons will do the same thing, right? Maybe him and the Green Bay Packers. But as someone who's a Bears fan, I absolutely will not say that. I'm just saying that's maybe the natural response to what DeMarcus Lawrence did here. Coming up,
well, DeMarcus Lawrence wasn't getting $47 million. He wasn't getting $47 million. So when Micah Parsons tried that, we'll be like, come on, bro. It was the money. It was the money. Stop that nonsense. With DeMarcus Lawrence, it was more than that.
Yeah, Micah didn't want to leave Dallas.
Yeah.
He didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Right. He didn't want to leave.
He looked like he kind of wanted to leave, though, towards the end.
He didn't.
Sitting out.
He said he
didn't want to leave, Shay.
Yeah.
NFL on Sunday, the Seattle Seahawks claimed Super Bowl 60 with a dominant performance over the New England Patriots. Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker III ran for 135 yards, and the Seattle defense forced 3 turnovers and 6 sacks on their way to a 29-13 win. Now, Seattle was 60-1 to win the Super Bowl entering the season, the biggest preseason long shots to win the Super Bowl since the 2001 Patriots, and tied for the second biggest preseason long shots in the last 50 seasons, according to SportsOddsHistory.com. And so now we spin this forward. What team do we think could be next year's Seattle? Long shots that could win it all, Jeff Saturday.
You know, as I thought about this, I was looking for the 60-1. The Indianapolis Colts were there, but I thought that'd be a little bit of a homer. I'm going to tighten it up a little bit. I'm going to go Dallas Cowboys.
Ooh, how about them?
How about the Cowboys? Listen, I felt like I could get Stephen A on a start this morning. Let's talk about Jerry. Signing my boy Pickens, locking him up. Maybe going to get Max Crosby, who's making a little noise that he might not want to stay a Raider. Go get a pass rusher, help himself on the back end. Got a coordinator down there, some changes. All of a sudden, we got a team that can score a bunch of points. Dallas is 30-1, ain't quite 60-1, but we'll take money where it's earned. You know what I mean, Stephen A?
I don't know what you mean. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I personally think you need to be drug tested. Something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell that's gonna happen. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Listen, you want to go further? You want to go further than that? All right. We want to take long shots. How about the Chicago Bears?
Let's go, SA.
How is that a long shot? How is that a long shot?
Yeah.
If he could say Dallas, I could say Chicago. I mean, listen, what's wrong with that? Just like Dallas's defense stunk up the joint, Chicago could use improvements on that side of the ball. Caleb Williams is that dude. I think this brother is a superstar in the making. I'm telling you right now, he's not there yet, but I think he's going to get there. I believe in that brother, and I believe in Ben Johnson. What happened after the season was over? What was his 3 words? Wasn't good enough. Wasn't good enough. Everybody started at the bottom, starting all over again. This is what it is. This is what we after. They got the right coach. They got the right quarterback. They got the right culture. And y'all got to admit, it was kind of special to see Chicago Bears fans during the playoffs. It was wild. It really, really was. I'm just saying to you like this. Them brothers had comeback victories. They can put up points. Who knows what they could pull off?
What's
if we're going to play a long shot,
What's wrong with you?
I'm going to say that.
Shay, what is wrong with Stephen A?
Yeah.
The question is, who can be the 2026 version of the 2025 Seattle?
Right.
The Seahawks.
Seattle was 10-7 last year.
The Seahawks.
Seattle was 10-7 last year.
My God.
They missed the playoffs, but they were 10-7.
They missed the playoffs. The Chicago Bears were in the final 18.
They were 10-7.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, what are they, 13 to 1?
They were 10-7. Chicago was 11-6.
So,
come
were
on,
the
man.
second
Y'all
seed
tripping.
in the
Y'all
NFC.
tripping. I mean, come on,
that
man.
was a little bit of a fluke. I think we
How was that?
They were
Oh.
11-6.
The second seed in the NFC.
They were the second seed in the conference.
No
Yes,
fluke.
so if he wanted
Come
to say
on.
no, but if Stephen A. wanted to say that about the Chicago Bears coming off of a 5-12 season, cool.
Thank you.
They were 11-6.
Thank you. Cowboys didn't go to the playoffs.
Come
Stephen A.
on, dog.
Long shots. That's what matters.
Hey.
We're below 500. You a division win at home, by the way. Get out of here.
So y'all,
I do like the Bears to go to
y'all
Super
wanted me
Bowl
to say
61.
Minnesota.
I love the Bears.
Y'all wanted
I
me
like
to
the Bears
say
to go to
y'all
Super
wanted
Bowl
me to
61.
say
But
Minnesota.
they're not a dark horse like Seattle at 60-1.
If the Bears are in Super Bowl 61 on our air, I am going to be insufferable. Just
Oh,
so you all understand.
Oh, my
Just so
word.
you all understand what we're signing
Oh,
up for
my
here.
God.
Who's your team, CC?
Okay, so I'm actually going to do the assignment,
Yeah.
unlike Stephen A. Smith.
Thank you.
I'm rolling with my New York Giants.
Oh.
John Harbaugh, championship-winning coach, proven program builder. You got a quarterback you believe in Jackson Dart. Being able to get him to play a little bit more conservatively when it comes to taking care of his body. You had 2,000 yard from scrimmage players this year. You're getting Malik Neighbors back. You're getting Cam Scatteraboo back. And then, oh, by the way, sneaky underrated hire on John Harbaugh's staff. Defensive coordinator Denard Wilson coming over from the Tennessee Titans 2 years ago had the Titans as the #2 defense in the entire league. That odd front being multiple in terms of the different variations that he throws at opposing offenses, that's going to be scary hours when you consider Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, All-Pro, and Dexter Lawrence as a part of that front. So how about this? My New York Football Giants being able to find a way to work themselves out of the cellar in the NFC East and represent the conference in the Super Bowl.
I actually love that, too, and I love the Matt Nagy
I just think it's
hire there.
important.
Go ahead.
I just think that when answering these questions, it's important to make sure that the audience knows we ain't drinking and smoking this early in the morning. We ain't on something. You understand? When you mention the Giants, you understand the Cowboys. I mean, y'all are on something.
It's
I mean,
not a
I'm
long-
lucid. You understand? I'm coaching. I'm
Bears are
here.
not a
I'm
long
here.
shot.
You understand? I mean, no. I'm drinking tea. Ladies and gentlemen, this is English breakfast tea. That's what I'm drinking. I don't know
my
what the hell
God.
CC and Sergeant Friday are doing.
No.
I know I'm not doing that. I can tell you that much. Y'all
Anyways.
got to be crazy.
And
Cowboys and the Giants.
I actually agree with
Stop
CC
it.
on this one. I think
Stop
the Giants is a good one. I was saying I love the Matt Nagy hire. I remember when he worked with Mitch Trubisky in Chicago on sliding and getting out of bounds, and that's something that obviously their quarterback could use a lot of help with in Jackson Dart.
So you hire on Nagy because he's teaching. You hire on Nagy because he's teaching them how to play baseball in the NFL, huh? That's what you're doing, Che? Because you're teaching how to play baseball. Just slide. Just slide. Really?
He's just stirred up
Come
right
on
now.
now.
He just
Yeah,
stirred
he
up.
is.
He picked like the team with like the third best odds in the NFL as a long shot. I mean, how is that a long
They
shot?
ain't the third best odds. That's the point. They ain't the third. And people sleeping on them. I believe in Chicago. I believe in them.
Now watch
I
this.
believe in them.
So,
I ain't going to see them. Not November, December. But I believe in them.
I was about to say.
He's like, why don't we take the show on the road to Chicago? He's like, I'm not going. You can go. I ain't going.
You don't believe that much.
All right, at the beginning of the season, the Seahawks and their defensive end,
What TVs
DeMarcus
are for.
Lawrence, said that he knew he wasn't going to win a Super Bowl in Dallas. Well,